Hello children, I welcome you to this session of video class, and this is for class 9 CBSE, and today we will study the second chapter of class 9 economics, people as resource. When we say people as resource, we might get confused because how can human being or people be resource? When we talk about resource, we generally think about the natural resources, we think about the different type of minerals which we find on the earth. But this is very interesting to understand here. In fact, it is the population or the human being which is the biggest resource. Population is in fact an asset. Generally, we tend to take it as liability. Sometimes we consider population as burden also, but it is not so. Population, as I said, is an asset or it is a wealth. If proper kind of investment is made in the form of education, training and proper medical care, the population becomes human capital. Human resource is actually people as a resource. When they become productive with skills and abilities, human resource turn into the people or a very important resource. So, by now we have understood the importance of human resource. Human resource, when properly utilized, like the proper education, proper training like this, in future, they can become a very, very big or very important, very powerful resource. That is why human resource cannot be or should not be considered as liability. That is, in fact, an asset. In fact, it's a wealth of a country. After this, let us try to understand the different type of activities performed by human beings. We human beings perform many activities which can be economically, which can be grouped as economic and non-economic activities. Those activities which are performed for financial or monetary gains are called economic activities, or the activities which we perform for the money, the return in some form are known as the economic activities, like the different type of workers who work for the financial gains, who work for the salary, who work for the monetary gains, the shopkeepers who sell the different things, the doctors, many other activities are there which are performed for the monetary gains. Such kind of activities are known as the economic activities. Economic activities can further be classified as market activities and non-market activities. For example, if a farmer's activity, if a farmer's production is market based, or if a farmer is producing crops for the purpose of selling in the market, that is known as the market activity. On the other hand, if a farmer, if he or she produces the crops for self-consumption, it is known as the non-market activity. So, the activities can be economic and the non-economic activities. We have understood the economic activities. We also have understood the economic activities which can be divided into market-based activity and the non-market-based activity. Now, the non-economic activities, the activities which are not undertaken for any sort of monetary gain. By monetary gain, we understand that it is not done for the purpose of earning money. So, the activities which are not done for any expectation in return or without any sort of expectation, monetary expectation, is known as the non-economic activity. We can consider the voluntary services in which the people do the different kind of services without any expectation. They do not expect any sort of return. They do not expect any kind of monetary or the financial gain. Such kind of activities are known as the voluntary services. These come under the non-economic activities. We have the activity of housekeeping. We take care of our own house. We take care of our own homes. Such activities are also the non-economic activities, and helping the needy people is also considered as non-economic activities. In easier term, non-economic activities are the activities in which people do something but they do not expect, they do not want anything in return. Now after this, after understanding the difference between the economic and the non-economic activities, let us classify the economic activities. As we have understood that economic activities are the activities in which we do something for monetary or the financial gain, these activities are classified into the different sectors. In economics, we do the classification of economic activities, and these classifications come as primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. Economic activities can be classified into primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Primary sector refers to the activity which is directly or indirectly related to the nature. In fact, it is directly related to the nature. The activity of agriculture, forestry, mining. You can understand here, while doing agriculture, the farmers, they are directly related with the nature. They have to go to the field, they have to perform the different type of tasks in the field, so they are connected to the nature. Similarly, in the activity of forestry also, we need to go to the forest, we need to get the resources from the forest, and in mining also we are directly related to the nature. So the activities which are directly connected to the nature is known as the primary sector activity. This is the picture of agriculture. Here we can see a tractor in the field, and the farmer in agriculture, as I told, they are directly connected to the nature. This fall or this comes under the primary sector. Similarly, forestry, as I said, in forestry also the people are directly related to the nature, they have to utilize the resource of the nature. This also comes under the primary sector. And mining also, which has become very important activity nowadays, also is the primary sector activity in which we are directly connected or related to the nature. After the primary sector activity, we have the next sector, which is known as the secondary sector. Secondary sector is related to manufacturing. Manufacturing means making something or turning something into more useful and more valuable item. In the secondary sector, we add value and utility or usefulness to the primary product. For example, we can produce different things from the primary sector or from agriculture. Those products may not be or cannot be utilized directly. That has to be processed into more useful form, and that is done in the secondary sector. So the secondary sector, what it does is that it turns the primary product into more useful and more valuable product. Like factories and industries, what they do is they turn the product of the primary sector into more useful item. This is the picture of industry where we take the different raw materials, and those raw materials are turned into more valuable, more sophisticated, more useful item. This is all we have for this session. The rest of the topics will be dealt in the next session. Till we meet next, thank you.